Hi guys, I wanted to do a quick garden tour today because it is just a beautiful day here in Chicago. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, and the garden's growing. So let's get started. Got the cherry tree. Cherry tree's looking good. There are little cherries in here though, they're hiding. Still really little, but there's one right there. Then we got our wild garden, lots of flowers, little wildflowers for the pollinators. It makes the bees happy. And then I'm really proud of this year. This is the blueberry patch, so it's looking really good. I got this new bush this year, tons of gorgeous little blueberries. And then the rest of them that I've transplanted. Now our garden is growing really well. I just added some manure from a local farm yesterday, so I'm on top of the weed game this year. But this is where we're at. Got our little owl guardian here, trying his best to keep birds out, but birds aren't really afraid of him anymore. Got the peas. Peas are growing well. Got the onions right underneath the peas. I've mulched the path so that there's no weeds where I'm walking. Last year I had a problem with that, so this year contractor's paper, wood chips, and no messing with that. I've got some carrots just growing here, kind of wild. Dill. Beans are coming up finally. This is the earliest that I've ever had beans come up. Then this row turns into an onion and celery row. So we got celery, nice row of celery right behind blueberries on the other side of this fence here. And we've got our eggplant row. All these eggplants I've grown from seed. And I do grow marigolds with my vegetables. I just find them super helpful. They attract good beneficial insects that destroy the bad insects, so they're very worth keeping around. This is a good eggplant. That's a nice sturdy specimen right here. Here we've got our little pepper patch. Pepper patch. Some marigolds. There's some of that manure I was talking about. Good stuff from a local farm. All these peppers. And I keep peppers in tomato cages because they really need it once they get loaded with fruit. The peppers utilize the tomato cages better than the tomatoes. The tomatoes I trellis. I don't even bother with the cages for them. And speaking of the devil, today is June 2nd, and these right here are some sauce tomatoes, some Roma or San Marzano. Can't remember at this point which ones these are, but they already have fruit on them, and they are looking really good. There's already so much fruit just waiting to ripen on these plants here. And then these are the early girls, and you can see that they are not looking nearly as good as the heirloom varieties over here. They are a hybrid, but they do produce tomatoes earlier than anybody else, so I had to try them this year. They are good little plants, and they've got nice tomatoes on them. It is June 2nd. I've never had tomatoes this early before, so I'm really happy about this variety. I'll probably grow it again. I'll get back to you on how they actually taste though. And underneath these, you can't really see it now, but underneath these tomatoes here I planted basil and it's just starting to pop up. There's a row of basil. That's a little baby right there. Another little baby basil. Very happy with this row. It's some good soil. It's a good foundation for this whole garden. And here in the garden I have an apple tree. It's a beautiful disease-resistant variety. Had bad luck with apple trees, so I've got my hopes high for this one. This is the first year it's producing, so we'll see how it does. It's doing really well. It's a very small, short-statured tree. I've been training it, and I'm pretty happy with it. Look at these apples. They're beautiful. The last variety I had would have been all infected by now. So, counting my blessings here. I put a little bit of kale in for the chickens. I don't really eat it too much myself these days, but chickens still like it, so it's worth growing. The asparagus patches, past its prime, it's past asparagus season, but here's a huge asparagus. That's what they look like once they've gone past their prime, and then they turn into like a little Christmas tree. Got some sage growing, a little bit more than I usually do. There's a whole row of sage right here, and I'm going to be doing some sage smudges this year, so I wanted lots of sage. And this is one of the beds that I've incorporated some manure in, like that. That's some good manure from the farm. It looks really good, and it's mixed right into the dirt here, giving it a little bit of extra life. On the fence here, we've got a row of cherry tomatoes, and yet again, we've got green tomatoes. We've got green tomatoes on nearly every single one of these plants. So the idea is that the plants will grow on the fence and form a little bit of like a hedge of tomatoes. This is the other apple tree. No fruit on this guy this year, but it's okay. It's the first year this tree's actually done okay. It's been struggling the last couple of years, but it's supposed to be another good disease-resistant variety. No disease, just a little bit of acclimation. Here we've got some zucchini that I received from a friend. Got 2 bushes here. I'm not overdoing zucchinis this year because they produce way more than I can use almost always. So 2 zucchinis, and I've got a couple other squash that are in the greenhouse right now. Here's the tomatoes again. Little cherry tomatoes, love them. Good little sweet treats in the garden. And then over here, got my peach tree. And this peach tree's got little peaches on it. It's the first year that it's producing, which is awesome. Or rather, the first year I'm letting it produce. I wanted to put flowers out last year, but I said no. There's a little peach right there. It's just a little fuzzy fruit. And I'm training this tree too. And as you can see, it's nice and flat. It's got a good shape to it. And I'm training it by tying it with these ropes. There's ropes here, and some ropes here and here, tying it to the fence to keep the branches growing in the way that I want them to grow, which won't block out my garden once this tree matures. So I'm trying to see into the future here, but you can see when you see the tree that it is quite flat and deep. So that's good. That's the garden. Still almost completely planted up, not 100% yet. Still got a little bit more to go here, but we're almost done here. It's almost time to sit back and let everything grow. And speaking of letting everything grow, this plum tree is absolutely out of control. Like, out of control. I have never seen so much fruit on a single branch. Like, this poor tree's branches are breaking under the weight of all this fruit. This tree is so generous that it's just, you know, taking the brunt of its own generosity, producing so much fruit. These are great little itty bitty plums. I'm very happy to use them. They make really good plum brandy and just good eating plums. I mean, look at this. Look at how crazy that is. There are so many. Just, I can't believe it. Should be just a couple months before these guys are good eating. Right here we've got a patch of raspberries that are really growing in. This is the new growth that's going to put some fruit out in the fall. And this is the old growth that's putting some fruit out right now. So I love raspberry varieties that will produce twice. That's what I look for. I want 2 harvests in a year. I don't just want a single harvest in a year. So I'll be eating lots of raspberries this year and later in the fall. Here is a pear tree. This pear tree right here is a moonglow pear. And I like to keep the tags just so that I know what these plants are, and I'll keep these tags on for as long as I possibly can. Honestly, until the tags fall off, I will keep them on so I know what kind of tree I've got here. And I'm training it as well. As you can see, it is tied with ropes like this or pushed with these sticks. I want it to be flat. This is a beautiful shape. I'm very happy with this one. But very flat when you look at it from here. And it's not far from the other pear tree. We've got an Asian pear. It's the oldest tree on this property. It's got lots of fruit. And it's thanks to these chickens, actually. These chickens are doing a great job fertilizing and keeping the bottom of this tree weed free. They also peck at the bark and prevent any bugs from overwintering in the trunk. And there's their dog. Just doing a good job. Right, boy? Doing a good job? Yeah, you are. This tree is old. It's massive. It's about 20 years old, I want to say. And it is a great canopy for the chickens. It keeps them nice and comfortable in the summer. They also like to eat any of the fruit that falls, and it prevents the wasps from getting to them, which are quite nasty. They're very aggressive when they get into the fermenting pears. They're little angry, flying angry drunks. And here, Fenris wanted to show us, hey boy, wanted to show us the currants. I've got black currants, which are these. I've got more currants too. I've got white currants, and there's some red currants, and I even have gooseberries. This little row over here is all currants and gooseberries. They're just growing happily. Never really show this side too much. I don't come back here too often, but this is the end of the property. There's that pear tree, and I've got some solar panels too, which I like to use. I use them to power a battery that's in the shed here behind me. That's their coop. Their chickens. Hi, chickens. But this is our little currant growing garden. That's gonna be a nice pear, I can tell right now. It's perfect. What's up, Chica? How you doing? What's up, Charlie? How you doing? Working hard or hardly working? Fun. What are you doing? Are you working hard? He's gonna guard all of our currants for us, right? No one's gonna get the currants on your watch. I'm starting a new strawberry patch here. So these guys are just getting going this year. They're still little. Not gonna be much of a harvest off of them, but next year they should produce runners and expand. Got our grapes. Here I've got some seedless red grapes. No fruit on them this year. We've got this little area behind this fence that's got calendula growing back here. It likes a little bit of shade, so this stuff is perfect just to kind of filter the sunlight for them a little bit. There's more chickens. Hi chicken, what's up? And our chicken coop. Chickens are doing fine. Oh, they don't know what is going on. Hi. What's up? Chickens have this nice shady area here. And it's a little bit of a mess. There's a compost pile back there, but they work on that. It makes them happy. And I want to show you inside the coop. So opening the coop up, it's on 2 latches like this, so you just got to get them open. And our roof opens up like that. Got everybody in here, including this very angry, growling broody. Her name is Huxley, and she is just a little angry pine cone today. Just so mad. So mad. Guess what? Chicken butt. The funny thing is this egg that she's sitting on right here, it's not even real. I keep wooden eggs in here to keep the chickens laying in the nest boxes. Same goes for these. You know, works really well though. And yeah, no real eggs under there. Alright, it's okay, don't worry. And then the unofficial nest box that's down there that the chickens really favor laying in, which was the point of the wooden egg, so they wouldn't lay down there, but held this one, and that's a real egg over there. So let's just collect that. It was just that one. I try to fill it in. They don't listen though. Crazy chickens. This right here is a seedless Concord grape. And the seedless Concord grape actually did bloom for us this year, so we'll have little clusters of seedless Concord. You see them right there. Excited for that. That's going all up on this trellis. And it actually kind of connects to the kiwi bush over there. Here we've got some more raspberries because my mom really likes raspberries, so gotta have a lot of raspberries on this farm. This is neat. This is a kiwi flower with some little potential kiwis here. I was gonna tear this whole vine out until I saw that it finally flowered after 7 years, and I decided to leave it. I did cut it back though because I thought it was a lot of foliage and I hadn't gotten anything off of it for so many years, but higher hopes this year, and it's a good lesson to really be choosy of the catalogs that you get your plants off of. They're a huge investment, so always go with the best quality catalogs, always. Because I wasn't quite sure about these kiwi berries. I was not quite sure whether or not I would ever see kiwis or if this was just going to be foliage. And all these gorgeous grape cluster flowers right here. All of this is a 20-year-old seeded Concord that makes amazing jam. Seeds are annoying, but this tree's just been around. This was when my parents didn't really know what to pick when they bought the property. They didn't know what to plant here, so they went to Home Depot and they got whatever. And so this whatever grew into this huge vine on this arbor. My shed's back there. And we're still using them, but I prefer seedless varieties. Whenever I purchase varieties of grapes, it's always seedless. I cannot stand dealing with the little seeds. These are the mushroom logs. They had a few mushrooms earlier this year, but they've slowed down already because it's gotten warmer. I keep a net on them because I had squirrels. I hate squirrels. They were starting to bite the logs, and I don't appreciate that. Beautiful bees up there. I see them pollinating the flowers. I'm so happy that all these flowers can feed them. Going in here, keep a little home for them. Little mason bees, they need a little home too. They like little holes, and I could tell that through the winter they were really using it. Lots of little hay and grass and other stuff they stuffed in there. That right there is the food forest. I'm gonna go around it and then I'm gonna go through it because there's a lot going on. But you got the peach tree. So you always keep the tags even on a tree this big. Alberta peach, they're really good for canning. I'm excited to try them. Had one peach last year and it was so good. So hoping to have many more. Right there are more raspberries. Lots of raspberries here. And of course we need a hammock. So we've got our hammock here. And the hammock is underneath this other plum tree. It's a methley plum tree. And it is loaded with fruit. Lots of fruit on this plum tree. But had an issue with the plum curculio insect this year. And it bites the fruit and it makes the fruit fall off. But luckily this hammock actually serves as a good catch for them so they don't go back into the soil. But yeah, that little bite right there is a little kiss of death from the plum curculio. I'm gonna throw all of these into the trash so that they don't go back into the ecosystem and have the eggs of the curculio come back. But you should still get a lot of plums though. I can't get them all. Elder flowers right here. Got blackberries, beautiful thornless variety. I just love a thornless blackberry. Got a pawpaw. This little pawpaw is the same age as the other pawpaw that I'm about to show you in a second. It produces flowers and it produces fruit, but it will not produce growth. It does not grow. It's 3 feet tall and has been 3 feet tall for years now. That's another elderberry bush, lots of elderflowers. And the other pawpaw tree that is exactly the same age as the one I just showed you. And it is huge. Very handsome tree. Here we've got our herb garden. Got calendula growing in the shade here. Green onions, cilantro and dill just kind of mixed up on the edge here. We've got some parsleys, basil around that corner. And then we've been using a lot, but we've got our what do you call these, chives? Yeah, lots of chives. Some more coming from seed, so looking forward to that. And here's our food forest. Got lots of roses growing all among us. We produce rose hips, so we can use that. Dry the rose petals too, make them into tea, or add them to our sage smudges. Beautiful roses. And we get lots of hummingbirds here too, and insects, so this is just a beautiful flower tree. It doesn't produce anything but beauty, but it produces it all year long, and it feeds the bees, so that's good enough for us. This tree just finished flowering, so I don't think that its little pawpaws have developed yet, but I will let you guys know as soon as I see little pawpaws on it. Alright, we are in the woods now. And the fun part about this woods is that it's developed so far, about 7 years now, that everything is edible. It is just, there's no weeds here. We've got on the ground here, just look at all these strawberries, my goodness. We are ready to eat. It is June 2nd, and June bearing strawberries are right on time. Oh, they're so good. Nice and sweet. You can see another one over there. Can't help it. Oh, that one's even sweeter. There's our elderberry bush. More elderberry. Our plums. Another thornless blackberry. Got our comfrey that feeds our chickens and our soil. Very valuable plant to have. And this is it. This is 7 years of work. And this is what we got. It's been so worth it. So worth it. I really would love every home to have a food forest like this. Even what you think are weeds aren't weeds. Gooseberries. And this is the best rose hip producing rose that I've ever had. That's gonna be a fruit right there. And these are so good in tea or in your bath. Jasmine flowers, just because my mom likes them, and they feed the bees. But yeah, thank you for coming along on this food forest tour. Gotta grab another strawberry before I go though. Wish I could share one with you guys. Shake the little grass off of that. There we go. No need to wash it though. Last step though. Got one more stop. And it's kind of the thing that started it all. But I could not continue this tour, or complete this tour rather, without a little check in the geodome. It's warm in here. Got a thermometer, it tells me exactly what's going on. 92 degrees. We've got some more seedlings going. Watermelons and squashes all starting here. We've got mint, we've got garlic, we've got lettuce, more mint, because that stuff's crazy. A lime tree, rosemary, more strawberries, a lemon verbena. We've got olives in Chicago. We've got little baby olives right here growing in Chicago. Cactuses, edible cactuses, a waterfall. This pond is full of tilapia. And just look at those lilies. They grow without any help at all, just thriving here on what the tilapia produces. They help clean the water for the tilapia. And gotta feed the fish. As you can see, there's lots of activity in this pond. There are so many tilapia in here, and I think this is going to be the year that we get to enjoy them. Can't wait to go fishing and cooking on the grill some fresh homegrown tilapia. It's really good food security when you're in an urban setting. They don't take up hardly any space, and they grow really fast and are easy keepers. Just toss some food in there and take care of them, and you get some good fish. On this side, got an orange tree, and I sprinkle cinnamon on these orange trees. It keeps some of the bugs off of them. Ants really like orange trees. I hate ants, and so the cinnamon kind of foils them. It doesn't hurt the tree either, so that's been working well. Then oregano, lemon thyme. This is some parsley going to seed, regular thyme, some more sage. We've got a clementine, orange, some more chives. We've got a, where is this? I think it's a lemon. Yeah, a bear's lemon growing right here. And then a giant fig tree. And the fig tree's already got figs on it. So, we are in Chicago. We are growing everything. We got fish, we got chickens, we got beautiful water lilies, we've got tropical fruits, edible cactuses, olives, limes, lemons, oranges, clementines, Mediterranean herbs. I even grow saffron in here, but saffron is a fall crop. And that's about that. That is about that for today. Oh yeah, can't forget blackberries. I think I've already said that, but I have them growing in a few spots. That is our garden tour. Thank you so much for following along. Visit our website. I actually got a website going, earthflowerfarms.com, for a permaculture consultation. I can help you have this in your yard too, because everybody should have a little haven in their yard, a little food sanctuary. Times are tough, times are weird. It's good to have some food security. And who needs a vacation when you've got a sanctuary in your yard? Thanks again. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.